it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm sharing with you a layout that I created for Pink Paislee using the new Moonstruck collection. And this layout, when I look at this collection, I just think of romance. I don't know whether it's the florals in it. I think it's really a mixture of the florals, the color palette, some of the embellishments and phrases within the collection as well. But it really inspired me to get out some of my wedding photos and get creating basically, and documenting some of the moments that I had not yet documented. So this layout is using one of my wedding photos, and it was one that that I haven't scrapbooked before, that was just taken. It was actually taken as a bit of a sneaky from our photographer, and we were standing sort of to the side of everyone just chatting, and she'd told us just, have a couple of minutes break, and we were chatting, and she had snapped a few photos, and this was one of those. And I just love it. I love that I was told on the day of my wedding just, how happy I looked. And obviously everyone is happy on their wedding day, but I can honestly say it was one of the happiest days of my life. And I think it shows through that photo. So what I did was fussy cut out some of those flowers from that pattern paper, and I decided to personalize my layout a little bit by, when I looked at that photo, for some reason our wedding dance song popped into my head, and I'd actually been listening to that album. It's by an Australian artist called Bernard Fanning, and it was or is the lead singer of a band in Australia called Powderfinger, and he created a solo album. And it's an album that my husband and I like, and this particular song we love, and it was our song for our wedding dance or bridal dance. And I thought of that when I was looking at this photo, and I decided to incorporate it into my layout. So I grabbed my computer and created a Word document and copied and pasted the lyrics of the song onto a document, and I changed the type to a typewritten look and printed it out in just some regular paper. I did try a cardstock, and I just found that I liked the crispness of just the regular printer paper. So I printed that out, and what I did to get the same color as the collection was I actually opened up a document or an image that was, I think, an advertisement or something for this collection, and just used my paint color picker tool to choose that corally color. And then I changed the color in the document and printed that out. So that's running down that right sort of side of my page, and then I've got that watercolor corally pinky paper running down that left side. I've left about an inch on that right side because that's where I want to place my title, which is the title of the song, and it's called Watch Over Me. And I just want a white on white look for that title, so I will add that later on. You'll see me add that. And with those fussy cut flowers, I decided to add them just around the left and the right of the photo there. And in between some of the layers of those flowers, I've tucked in some cut files, which are a leaf cut file from Coco Vanilla Studio. And I've just tucked some of those in. I wanted something to break up the florals, and I felt like that white leaf design might do that. When I'm adhering down my title here, all I am doing is adding just a really small amount, pretty much in the centers there of the letters, and that's because I want to machine stitch through them and then fold them upwards so that I create a bit of a shadow. So when I do a white on white that white on white look on a layout, I want to be able to create shadows, otherwise I feel like you can't distinguish the pieces from the background. So by creating a shadow and by lifting up parts of that title and folding them inwards, it does make that shadow, and you're able to see the title and work out what it says, or whether it be embellishments or whatever it might be, a die cut piece. It stands out a lot more. So I will run that through my sewing machine shortly. But what I felt like the layout needed was a bit of balance. So I've got a lot happening down that bottom sort of left corner of the layout. I've got the florals. I've pulled out a few of the ephemera pieces, like some hearts, and I decided that just to balance and create that visual triangle, I'll pop something on that top right corner there, just to the left of that title. So what I've got is just a fussy cut out flower, and then I'm also adding some of the Moonstruck rub-ons. I've chosen just some of the gold ones as an accent, and I'm just putting those sort of around the clustered areas. It's to give a little bit more detail to the layout and to add a little bit more something, I guess, to the background and around where those clusters are. I have added a doily from my stash as well, just for that extra bit of softness, and I did back the photo on a coral piece of paper as well. I did try a deeper pink, or pulled out a deeper pink, but I felt like it was just too bold for the layout that I was trying to create. I wanted the layout to look so soft and feminine and pretty, and I had felt like when I grabbed out that pink paper to back the photo that it took away from it a little bit, and that's not what I was wanting. So with the clusters that I'm creating, I'm varying how I'm adhering them to the page. So you can see there I've got some sticky dots. Some of the sticky dots I use are flat and some are raised. I've also got the foam tape to the left of my workspace there, which I use, and then behind the photo I've used a piece of foam. So I've varied the heights of the florals, and that just gives that extra sort of depth and detail to those clusters of flowers. So there you can see I'm adding a couple of the rub-ons. So I've added some hearts, and some of the other rub-ons are like these groupings of stars, and they're just a really nice pretty addition to the page. They don't make a massive statement, but they're just a nice little detail to add. I'm playing around there with that little floral, that leaf die cut, because I just couldn't quite figure out where I wanted it to go. And I was also mindful that I wanted to add that ephemera heart there. And on top of that ephemera heart, I've cut out of that 1-inch square piece of pattern paper in the collection that has all of the different squares that you can punch out or create your own sort of feature with. And I've just cut out some of the phrases. I've cut out 2 of them, and one is going in the top right corner of the page, and one will also go in the on top of that heart. So that's pretty much the end of the page. I will leave you with some close-ups at the end, and I'll also link in the description box the actual song that this page is inspired by, so make sure that you go and check it out. It is a really, really beautiful song. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will be back soon with some more layouts. Bye.